Okay, we're going to talk about how to get a black nerd and the stats that's required. We got financial, looks, charisma, spiritual. Finances, medium and high, just really depends on the dude. Looks, you guys might not believe me, surprisingly high. Surprisingly high. They don't seem shallow, but they can be very shallow about this, okay? The competition is steep. She's been dating him in her head for like 10 years, okay? And then even the ones that look nuts and they just look bananas, sometimes they be on that spectrum. So they still want him. This is actually surprisingly high. Here's a caveat. If you're white or Asian, you're up 2 points. So let's say if you're a 5, you're a 7. If you're a 7, you're a 9. You know, white and Asians go up 2 points. But if you're a mid-black dude, you gotta at least be cut. If your face look nuts, you're gonna have to at least be cut. You're gonna have to at least be cut. Coming up on something like this. But even that might not be enough. Remember, you know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to at least be cut. Here's where they shine. Charisma could actually be low. They're more forgiving if you're like weird or awkward or strange, because a lot of them are all of those things. If not like externally, you know, they could be like that internally. So they're actually more forgiving here. But here's the caveat. Remember this. You cannot be weird and ugly. You can't do that. You cannot be, if you weird, at least got to do this. This is very important. You cannot be weird and ugly. They just not going for that. They not going. But you are allowed to be weird. You're allowed to be strange. Spiritual, I'm going to say medium. They got a mixing bag. You got some atheists. You got some Muslims. You got some, a lot of witches here. Some Christians. It's a little varied, so it's about medium. Okay, here's some additional requirements. We already brought up being white or Asian. You know, I already said that. Another thing, if you tell them you bi, some of them are super, you know, introverted. This could be a way to kind of get in there. She think it's safe. You're not safe. You're here for some play, but you know what I mean? The bi thing can get you in through the door, especially if she hyper liberal. Another thing is they could be super passionate about that politics thing. If she bring up, even if it's silly, if she bring up save the whale, just give her the craziest reaction possible, okay? If she's like, oh, the whales are in trouble, they grabbed them and whatever, I need you to do this. Next, get up on that nerd knowledge. You know, you want to be up on this. You want to be as versed on this as possible. Last but not least, I've mentioned this before, the backflip. You know, I have mentioned this. If you can do this, she's going to think you're one of the characters in the show. And you're in there. Definitely do this. Also, I'm doing personalized boards. If you want to know what archetype you give off, the link is in the bio.